People are started logging in.
Good morning and welcome to this particular webinar. We shall be starting in 2 minutes. Let's just wait for people to get in and settle down. While you're settling in, just ensure you can hear me and you can see me. It will be best if you have your laptop or your computer system with you while we go through these particular webinars, so we can follow some of the conversations also. If not, just make sure you're able to write down the things that we discuss. So, okay, welcome. It's nice to have you on this call this morning for this advertised program, the data analytics from Excel to Power BI. This session is designed to create an awareness of the power behind the new analytics tool from Microsoft. This tool, some of our colleagues in data analysis have described Power BI as Excel on steroids. And I'm sure you agree with them once you finish going through this session to see what the powers and the possibilities this analytics tool has for you. My name is Joel Omike, and I work with P4PE Institute. We are a consulting firm focused on bringing due diligence to the HR function and ensuring that people within that function can also represent effectively at management level. This particular program is focused on how you can use Power BI to do some analysis within Excel, as the case is. But before we start, I'd like to play you a very short video, a 3-minute video that shows you some of the strengths and the configurations of Power BI before we go into the practical session today. So please confirm if you can hear the video and you can also see it. Okay, the video is not playing here. So I'll just try and play it from another source. 1 second while I play it from another source. Okay, seem to be having issues with that video, so I'm just going to explain what is in the video and then come back to it again. So Power BI is a software, is a data analytics software from Microsoft, and it is an advancement or an improvement on the existing Microsoft Excel. Excel has been here for as long as you can imagine. So Paul, I hope you can hear me now. Please check your system, and maybe you should try and join again. So Excel has been here for as long as you can imagine. And we believe, for those of us in analytics, we believe that the invention of Power BI is the next best thing that has happened since after Excel. For you to be able to access Power BI, you will need to visit the websites and be able to access it from that point in time. Our agenda for our discussion today is as presented in this, let me see. Okay, good. So this is what we shall be covering in our session today. We shall be looking at how you can install Power BI. We'll see how you can transform data with Power BI. We'll also look at how you can, the overview of the tool itself, the various functionalities within that particular platform, and what you can do with those functionalities. Then we'll try to create a dashboard. Within our next 1 hour or thereabout, we shall try to create a dashboard. And you see how easy it is for you to be able to put up a dashboard together inside analytics, inside Power BI. And I guarantee you, after this session, you will most likely carry Excel and throw it inside the garbage bin. Just kidding, Excel has its value also. And then as we close, we'll show you how you can share your dashboard. No longer attaching Excel files to people. When you finish creating your Excel, you attach it to a file and send it to people in email. No, it is done with, it is old. It is old school as the case is. Power BI will show you different ways of doing this particular thing. So let's start with the first one. We shall be looking at how do you install Power BI. So we shall look at the installation, how to download it, and then also how you install it. So just go back to the website, just on your system, type powerbi.microsoft.com. powerbi.microsoft.com. Once you type this on it, you will be able to access that particular platform. So just visit powerbi.microsoft.com, and this will help you. It will take you straight to this particular page. This is my own version. I hope you can see my screen. Good. So this is what you'll see on Power BI, Microsoft's website, right? So here you have the Power BI link. You can read through and get to understand what the platform is. At your own convenience, you will do that and see what Microsoft have put in place. But in order to download this application, somewhere at the top, you'll see products. Product. If you click on product, there are various. Okay, so let me. Someone's saying that my screen is quite small. All right, so let me make that a bit bigger. All right, I think it's better now. So products, somewhere here you see products. There are various versions of Power BI in the market, right? You can choose on any one of them to download and install. However, right now for your use, you can only download the Power BI desktop. That is the free version. The rest one here, Power BI Pro, Power BI Premium, they are all for sale, all right? You pay to be able to use that one. You can download to your desktop, you can download to your mobile phone, Power BI Mobile. So it comes as an app on your phone. We shall discuss the mobile version of it when we come to sharing your dashboard. But click on Power BI Desktop, right? Once you click on it, it will show you the download screen and request for you to download. So if you click here, you can download the Power BI Desktop version for free. Please do that now. It's about 64 MB. I hope you have the data for it. Download it straight to your computer and then install. Unfortunately, if you are a Mac user, there is no Power BI for Mac for now. So Power BI is strictly on the Windows platform for today. So if you're going to use it, you have to download it to a Windows computer. If not so, You just watch and go with us while we go through this particular analysis. So you can download your Power BI now. If you're done downloading it, let me start it off. So most probably it will come as a screen. I'm starting off my own. So I've already pre-installed, so I'm just about starting off the application. Beautiful. It's quite a heavy application, but the system usage will pay for itself. You will see once it loads. Okay, just give it a moment. It's loading up here in the background. Okay, so that's what the dashboard looks like. It looks like your typical Excel platform. Okay. On this particular platform, you will see that. Okay, I think I shouldn't drag it up that way, so you can see the screen very well. So that's the interface of Power BI, right? It's typical Microsoft interface, something that you're used to, all right? Somewhere here is the main part of the system where you can see what is going on. Take this out here. So here you can see the entire dashboard system. You can, at this point in time, you can import data from Excel, or you can import data from SQL Server. You can copy and paste your data, as the case may be, or you can try other ways of getting data into the system. Up here is your ribbon, is your dashboard ribbon, okay? Whatever it is you do here, include all the various activities in SAT, modeling, view, optimize, some of the various menus that we use in this particular case. And these are what you do once you get into the entire system. But let's go by first. The first thing you do once you get into your Power BI is to import data. So let's start by importing data. I've clicked here. I'm going to import one of my Excel files. So I have this, okay, fine. So I'm going to import this Excel file. I'm importing this file. So once you import a file, choose any Excel file where you have data. All right, it is going to load that particular data for you at that point in time. So you can see that in that Excel sheet, in my Excel sheet, these are the things it found. Let me see if I can open that Excel sheet for you to see also. Those are the things that it found in that particular Excel sheet. Let's see. So you can see what is inside the Excel sheet that has just been opened right now. Okay. Okay, so if you look at the Excel sheet that is on the screen now, you will see that it has different sets of things. Let me get to it. Where is it? Yes, there you go. Okay. Yes. So this is the Excel sheet I just opened now. So you can see in this Excel sheet, it contains various products. There is retailer, there is a retail ID, there is a date, there is the month, there is a region, there is a state, there is a brand, price per unit, and then units that are sold at that point in time. This is the sheet here. If you look at the bottom here, it is the data drinks, the sheet called data drinks. I have other data sheets here. There's data candy also, but I'm just going to focus on these two. These are the two we're going to import for our exercise at this point in time. Let me minimize that and share our Power BI platform again. So here, which am I going to choose? I'm interested in the sheet that is called data drinks. This is the one I'm interested in. And once you click on it, you can see that it is loading. Now, in what has loaded, you can see to the right here the data elements in this particular sheet. Yes, so I can just bring it close by so you can see it more. So you can see here the retail ID, the dates, the month, the region, the states, the brand, the price per unit, and the number of units that are sold. Okay, all of them are showing in this particular place. So that's my data. In our session today, we said we are going to look at. Let me also share that particular screen once again. So if I close this Excel sheet, then come back to the one that has the agenda that we are looking at this point in time. So in our agenda, we said we'll be looking at how to transform data. So look, we've just imported the data now. We've imported the data into Power BI. The next thing we're going to do is to try to transform it. Power BI gives you the opportunity to adjust the data before you load it and begin to use it on the system at that point in time. So if you come back to the Power BI here, so somewhere at the top here, I can begin to make adjustments to my data. So here I have two options. If you look at the bottom here, I have two options. I can load, if I select the, okay, I've not selected it, so I click on it, so I've selected it. So I can load the data. Once I load the data, I can begin to do analysis, or I can transform. I think we should transform it a little bit. Let's just see what we can do with transformation. Once you click on transform, it will load it with transformation, the Power Query editor. And if you're used to using Excel already, you'll be used to the Power Query, right? The Power Query is one of the parts of Excel that allows you to do analysis and do analysis very well. So you can see here, in this particular query, it has brought up all the headers: retail ID, date, month, region, states, brand, whether it is, this particular data is about soft drinks, an organization that sells soft drinks. And I think they are distributors to Coca-Cola, all right? This is the price per bottle, 150 naira, 180 naira, 135 naira for each of the bottles. And this is the total number of units they have sold, total number of bottles they have sold at this point in time. Okay, so that's your data. Now, what can we do? What should we do at this point? So let's try to add a column. Let's add a new column to this particular data here. So to add a column here, just go to add column. You can see the menu here at the top. Click on add column. All right. And then you can just add a column close to the end here. You can just add the column that you want to add at that point in time. So any of the columns that you add is acceptable. So here I've clicked on custom column. It's going to ask me what column do I want to add. So let me add a column that's called revenue. Revenue. All right, the revenue column. I'm going to put a formula for this column. Revenue is usually sales price times units that is sold. So here is price per unit. I've added it times units that are sold. So I've inserted a new column, and that particular column is going to be a calculated column, having the sales price times the total number of units that are sold. That will give us the revenue. If I click OK, you can see at the end here, can you see at the end? It has instantly inserted that particular column. And you can see the formula that is there. Revenue has been inserted here as the, so Power BI can actually adjust the Excel data you gather, you bring in. You don't need to do any analysis on the Excel. Once you come inside Power BI, you can begin to make various calculations on it. I can also further perhaps change the configuration here. Here is showing me that the data that is here, the format of this particular data is saved as alphanumeric. You can see at the top here. This one is saved as a number. This is saved as a number. This is saved as a text. But this one, I want it to be a number. If you click on that one, I want it to appear as a whole number. All right. So it has shown as a whole number. And so I have a whole number in this particular record at this point in time. Now, what we have in this place, so we have months, we have retailer ID, we have dates, we have months, we have the month number, Then we'll have the regions, we'll have the states, we'll have the brand. So I'm going to add a new column here. So I've right-clicked on the column here, and I'm taking for it to, let me add a column. So it has duplicated the column at the end. So for this particular column, you can do any transformation you want at it, on it. You can change it. Perhaps I want to rename the column. So I rename it as month 2. So it is right here at this point in time. So you can do anything with this particular column. You can do any analysis on the column. You can do any value, any additions that you want on that particular column, just like the one that we did earlier at that point in time. Beautiful. So that's how to transform data, right? You can do your transformations. You can also do calculations. We've just done calculation on the column. You can also change the column format, right? We've changed those particular column formats. If I go back to Power BI, the last step here is to apply the steps of what we've done. So somewhere here to the right, you'll notice that for each of the steps, the things we do here, it is showing like I added a custom column, I changed the type of the column, I duplicated a column, I renamed the column that I duplicated. Anything you do, Power BI is capturing the steps that you're doing, just in case you make a mistake somewhere and you want to go back from where you stopped. So I can delete the last 2 that I did, and Power BI removes it from the analysis I've done at that point in time. So those are some of the things you'll be able to do with your Power BI, right? So let's now go back to, let's save. So if you go back to the top of your data, you can then save. Go back home and click on close and apply. If you click on close and apply, all these things we've done here will instantly be saved. So I've closed it. It has brought us back to this particular page on our Power BI page. So it has loaded the data. How do I know it has loaded the data? You can see it loading the data at that point in time. You see that it is loading drinks. Can you see? Of the entire Excel sheet, it only shows the drinks data because that's the one I selected at that point. So it is loading this particular data at this point. So it's done loading. How do you know it has loaded? To the left here. So let's now get used to the panel that we have here. To the left of this Power BI here, you can see the various platforms, right? So let's look at the features. Power BI platform has 3 different areas. It has the reporting view, it also has the data view, and it has the model view. This is what we refer, what you're seeing now. The default entry is the reporting view or the visual view. This is where any dashboard you create will appear. It will appear on this particular page. And on this particular page, you have to the right here, you have filters. You can filter. There is visualization tool. You can visualize and add any graph that you want to your dashboard. And you can also see your data. This is data we loaded. So can you see brand, dates, months, price per unit, region, retailer ID, revenue. This is that revenue we created, that we computed. So you see it as a new column on the table. And if you notice the way Power BI lists its sheets or the columns that are inside the data set, it does not list it the way it appeared in that Excel sheet, right? So this is, let's go back to that Excel sheet. You can see retailer ID, dates, month, region. That's the order it appeared in the Excel sheet. When Power BI loads it, it arranges it in alphabetical order and lists from the lowest one, A, all the way to Z. So you have brand here being the first, even though in this Excel sheet that we have here, brand is somewhere in the middle. So it will rearrange it instantly. So logically, it's easier for you to look at the sheet and the data you're working with at that point and make your analysis. So this is your report view. The second part of your Power BI is your data view. The data view. The data view shows you the data you imported, the data you brought inside the analysis that you wanted to do analysis on. And usually it shows you all the columns. You can look at them, you can click on it, and you can even do any calculation or transformation you want to do right here. Perhaps you want to change the column name, you want to change it, you want to sort it, you want to rearrange it. All those analyses that you do in Excel, you can do them under the data view. The data view is like replicating Excel for you, so you can make any of those analyses at that point. Then the last one is the model view. The model view is where you begin to connect various graphs. Sorry, you connect various data tables together. Right now, we only loaded one data table. If we go to the Excel, you notice that we only loaded the drinks. We loaded the drinks. We did not load the candies. The candies that were sold, we only loaded the drinks, as the case may be. So that's why Power BI is. If we load the candies now, you see that this table here will be represented here again. Now, what do you do in the modeling view? The modeling view allows you to connect various data sets together. For example, you can import data from Excel. You can import data from a website. You can copy and paste data on the system. For each of these activities, Power BI will create a different model for it, and then you can connect those models. We will not discuss model in today's class. We'll come back to that in future programs. So let's come back to our report view. All right, so let's do a little analysis. Let's create a quick dashboard on this particular case. So which is the third part of our conversation. So we're going to create a dashboard. So the dashboard we're going to create, we're going to use the visuals to create dashboard. We shall insert shapes, we shall insert cards, graphs, insert maps, add slicers, and also analyze with AI. Actually, Power BI has AI built into it, and you'll be amazed by what it can do. So look out for it as we move on. So the first thing I want to do in this particular area is to insert. So to build your visual, I'd like to insert a shape. So I go to the insert column. So if you click on the insert column here, it allows you to add anything you want. So I want to add a shape. So I've clicked on the insert a shape. It gives me a rectangle. I want to insert a rectangle in this area. Once I click on rectangle, on its own, it will find a space inside this place and drop the rectangle. So you can, the beauty of this is that it behaves like PowerPoint. So it's like bringing Excel and PowerPoint together in the dashboard area here, where you're building it. So you can add any shape that you have. Now I've added this particular shape here. If I can close, let me close my filters. So that's my shape. Let me close it down a little bit. So that's the shape. So what can I do with this shape? I can make some adjustments to it. I can change the style. Maybe I don't like the fill color. So let me change the fill color to something much more darker. Let me take this. This is too dark. Let me take, okay, so let's take this too. So that's, you can change that. You can add text. I can add text directly into it. Just turn it on, text on, and then I'll call it sales dashboard. You can see my sales dashboard has appeared, but it's looking very tiny, right? So if you scroll down a little bit, you can see here, you can increase the font size. I just make it 36. Good. So my dashboard is, the sales dashboard is showing. Let me left align it. So you click on the alignment here, horizontal alignment, and click on left align, and then it moves to the left there. you will notice that the sales, the S is almost the wall, right, of this. You can adjust that a little bit by coming down to the padding. So I'm going to pad the left. You can see I'm padding it. Let me make it 20. Good. So I've padded it. It's looking better now at that point in time. So this is how you can add headers and add sections within your dashboard. Just insert a shape, put some text into it, and give it any color that you like at that point in time. And I think this looks good. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is let's now add some KPIs. Let's add some KPIs to our dashboard. So I'm going to add, there's something that is called CAD. If you look at my cursor, go to the visualization section. At the visualization section, you can see CADs. This particular icon here that is written 1, 2, 3 is called CAD. If you click on it, Power BI will load it instantly. So you can see it loaded here at this point in time. I can then adjust it. So I want to have it somewhere here. All right. Let me take it to the top. Good. So this is the card. I want to add a card. Now, what does a card do? A card is a placeholder. All right. It's like your ID card, right? Like I'm wearing my ID card. So this is my ID card, right? On this particular ID card is a placeholder for the ID card that is inside it. I can remove this ID card and place another ID card inside. So the card in Power BI is a holder for any KPI that you want to display at that point. Let us display our revenue. To display revenue, you can see below here on the card, it shows you some fields, still on the visualization. It shows you some fields. So it's asking you to add data. What data do you want to show here? So I'm going to go to see revenue here. Just click on it, instantly it will appear. So I've added revenue. Can you see it is showing 2 billion? It has added up the entire column on that particular area and saying that we have 2 billion as the total sales from that particular record. You need to do no analysis, nothing. Power BI does the analysis and drop the figure for you at that point in time. Let me adjust it a little bit. Say I want it like this. And go back to that particular card again. Maybe I don't like the title inside. It's saying sum of revenue. I don't like sum of revenue. So you can edit it. Once you click inside it, you can come in. So if you click on rename, I just want revenue. Press enter. It changes it to revenue. So revenue is what I'm much more interested in that particular area. Sorry. So now let's duplicate it. So you can Control-C, Control-Copy it, Control-C, or if you don't want to Control-C, you can right-click on it and copy. Right? Copy the visual and then paste it. Control-V to paste it. It will paste the second one for you. So just drag the second one it has pasted, drag it down. So that's the second visual it has pasted for me. You can do that 3 times. Control-Copy, Control-V. So I now have 3 KPIs. I have 3 KPIs showing here. Let's change this one. This one is showing us revenue. Let's change this one to units sold. So let's change this to units sold, right? So it's showing me 16 million. 16 million bottles has been sold, sum of units sold. Again, the same thing, you can edit it and rename it. Rename it from sum of units sold to just units sold. And so that's the total units that has been sold in the market. Then the last one, let's say we want to see average price. Let's look at the average price of what was sold. So here, I put here is showing me price per unit, is summing it up. You can see here is showing sum of price sold. That's not what I want. So click here and take average, and it converts it to average. So that is average price of the bottle of soft drinks that they sold. Some were 150, 180, 135. So the average price of what was sold. So again, you can, if you wish, you can rename it to average price. So I've removed it to average price. Beautiful. Now, what if you don't like the way it's showing here? You see, this is showing in 2 decimal places, but these ones are not showing in decimal places. So you can select the 2 of them and go to here. You can see formats. Still on your visualization here, select formats, and then come here to call out value. Click on it and scroll down here. It says display unit. It's showing author. No, I don't want author. All right. I want it in 2 decimal places. So I write 2 here and press enter. Have you seen that it's shown it as 2.46 billion and 16.45 billion at this point? All right. Again, we can further change the color. Maybe let's change the colors. Let it look like the dashboard, the top of the column here. Let's change it to blue, right? So here again, you come and select the blue. So it's looking blue now, right? Maybe this is the focus area, the one that we really want management to pay attention to when we are presenting it to management. So you come out to the color value here and make it bold. All right, so it's really bold and standing out now. You can do other things to it, including resetting it, changing the spacing, the source spacing, and all those things. Those are some things you can do with it at this point. But let's just leave this fine. So it's okay like this. Okay. So now we have our 3 KPIs showing up on the dashboard. We have the 3 KPIs showing up on the dashboard. Let's now add, let me see, what else should I add on this particular dashboard? We've added cards, right? We've added 3 cards. On those 3 cards, we've shown what was sold, we've shown the average price units and stuff like that. Let's now add a graph, okay? In this graph, we're going to show the months versus the revenue. So to add a graph, so come up here, we're going to take the stack graph. So here is the cluster graph. I'm going to take the cluster graph. So click on it. You can see it has added that graph here. So let me put it somewhere at the top here. So I'm going to see that the graph, you see that the graph has x-axis and y-axis. This is the y-axis and this is the x-axis of our graph. For the y-axis, we are going to add revenue. So for this particular y-axis, we're going to add revenue. So I've added revenue to the y-axis. Now, oh, sorry, I added it to the x, to the y-axis. Yes, so it's on the y-axis. It needs to know what I am calculating again. So let me select, where is months? Beautiful. Can you see the months? It's showing the months 1, 2, 3, 4, January, February, March, April. Okay, in our data, we did not rename those months that are appearing as numbers. We should have transformed it into dates to show those numbers effectively. Okay. So what can we do from this particular case? See, this graph is not looking bad. You can change the color. If you don't like the color of the graph, come here again to the visualization and come down to your graph columns. All right, so that's the color here. We can change it again to this particular color. Beautiful. So it looks like whatever it is that you want at that point in time. Or you can change it to something else. Okay, if this is what you feel comfortable about, you will see it in this area also. So that's an example of what happens here. Now the next one we're going to add, let's add another graph. This time, this graph is going to be for states. We have looked at the total sales revenue by month on month based on the months. Total revenue in January, in February, in March. So management can see very clearly what our sales process has been from January to December, as the case is at this point in time, right? So let's add another graph. This time we're going to add a clustered bar chart. In this clustered bar chart, we are going to add the states. Should we do states? And then we can do revenue. Okay, so that's, you can then adjust the graph to show you very well. Again, you notice that Power BI arranges the states in order of the highest sales and down that particular way. Now, this is an example of how you can build a dashboard in 5 minutes. So management says, please, let's have a dashboard. You don't have to wait for 1 week to go and prepare your dashboard, as the case is. Now, but it looks as if all these things we've said so far, what is it called? Excel can do this also. So what is special in this particular case? Now, take a look at what happens when I click on 1 month. Just look at what happens when I click on 1 month. Have you noticed? By picking on any of the months, it calibrates on its own. It shows you the data for that particular month by the regions, total revenue in that location, units sold, and the average response. Any month you choose, it does the adjustment in addition to giving you a summary at this point in time, as much as possible. So that's an example of how Power BI is able to articulate and make this analysis and bring it to you. Okay. One more thing that we can do in this particular case. You see, we are seeing this, the various analysis. You can see it is changing. If you click on it again, it will return it back to the original value, as the case is. And these are some of the little areas and little things you can do with Power BI for the analysis that you wish to do. Now let's look at the AI inside analytics, inside Power BI. Have you noticed that there's a drop here, right? There's a drop in this case, right? You notice that sales drop here. Why did sales drop? What if your management, MD, says, please explain why do we have a drop in sales in October? What is your answer? So let's invite Power BI to answer that question for our MD. Just right click. If you right click, you can see one of the links here. One of the menu here is analyze, right? Can you see? Analyze. So it's saying explain the decrease. Explain the decrease. So if I click on it, it will load, it will begin to do an analysis on its own. AI is reading through the entire data, trying to understand what has happened in data at that point in time, to know the explanation it's going to give to us and what the response that it does at this point in time. So it's still thinking, it's still doing its analysis, comparing the data, and this is what it came up with. It says that the data dropped from 195 to 17 to 79 because there was no sales in colors. There was small, the Dreamco had a loss of about 7 million, of 1 million. Physics Sleep had about -5 million, and then Bevco -11 million. If you add all these losses that this will make, this is what led to the decrease at that point in time. This is the power of Power BI. Being able to generate analysis for you and answer executive questions at the spur of the moment at that point in time. Okay, so if you put your cursor on any one of them to give you the analysis that this is the sum of revenue, this is the month on month and the variance at that point in time, and that is the difference that they had. Even gives you also a percentage of about 30% loss that they had at that point in time. But that's not the end. This is, it says sum of revenue. You can see it at the top here. Sum of revenue by month and also by retailer. Sum of revenue by month and retailer. These are the various retailers. These retailers we are not selling much. That's why we had a drop in our revenue. You can scroll down this. It has another analysis here. This is explaining the drop, the decrease by region. Why did we lose money? Regionally, he has said Northeast increased by 1 million. Midwest increased by 1 million. But these two increases are not enough compared to the 2 million lost in Southwest, 6 million lost in the West, and 11 million lost in the South. Another reason to explain how we had our loss at that point in time. You can go down further. The next one is talking about the decrease based on months and states. It now shows you the various states. The screen is not wide enough. But I mean, these are the states that made losses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 states made losses. And because of the losses they made, it affected our revenue. Okay, so when I say losses, I mean they didn't sell as much as they sold the previous month, as the case is. If you go down further, there's the last one here that says by brand, right? These are our various brands: Everwater, other drinks, Powerade, Sprite, Diet Coke, Coca-Cola. In fact, Coca-Cola, Diet Coke, Sprite, Power Ale, and the others, they are the ones that cost us a lot, that we lost money from, that we didn't sell so much. Even though Everwater, people started drinking more water, it was not enough to show for all the things, the losses we've had at that point in time. Now that's the power of Power BI. It's able to run this analysis for you. Just build a simple dashboard. Any anomaly in the data, Power BI's AI will instantly address and answer that question for you at that point. And just another thing that is beautiful about this, you can even drop this particular graph. This analysis, you can add it there. Just click on plus, yeah? It has added it to our screen. So let's go out from this list. You can see the screen. It has added that particular analysis there. So you can then position it anywhere you want on your graph. So let me adjust this to create space for it. Beautiful. You can always scroll this to see the rest of the data. Okay, let me see if I can put this one on this side and bring this on this side. You can rearrange your dashboard anyhow you want your dashboard to look like. You are at liberty to describe your dashboard. So I've recreated the dashboard. So this is one way that we're able to present any data that we have at this point in time. So this is an example of what you can do with the various data that you have. Okay, so let me see if I can add one more. We still have time. Okay, we'll have a few minutes more. Let me add slicers. Let's add slicers to this. Okay. So to add slicers, come to the right here, again, back to your visualization. One of the tools that is here is called a slicer. So locate the slicer. So that's the slicer, right? If you click on the slicer, it has shown up here, right? That's the slicer. I want to put it somewhere at the top here. Let me put it somewhere at the top here. And drag it like this. And then adjust it like this. Right, and the slicer is showing in vertical form. So what data am I going to slice by? Let me slice by brand. Slice by brand. So if I put it like this, so it's showing Coca-Cola. If you scroll through it, you can see Coca-Cola and all the other drinks. Let me change the visualization. So go here and change the slicer settings. It's showing as a vertical list. Let me show it as a tile. Now it is showing as a tile. See, all of them: Coca-Cola, Diet Coke, Everwater, Zapanta, okay, Powerade. So they are now showing this particular way. Let me remove the white background that is there. So still again on visualization, scroll down to you see, so background, so no background. Why is it not allowing me to change the background? Okay, I'm not able to change the background. but I'm supposed to have been able. Okay, so let's try in slide setting. Let me see. Okay, so the header is there. So font color is there. Border background again is the same thing. So I can't seem to be able to change the background. I don't want any background to show, but it's still showing. So okay, so let's just be safe. Let me take the color that we've had before. All right, that's fine. So the slicer text, so I can change that to white, so it will appear good. Increase it a little bit, so we can see that very, very well. Okay, so that's the background that we have, and then we have our slicer there showing. Now, what does the slicer do? Now, look at it very well. If I click on Coca-Cola as an example, look at all the graph. What happens when we click on Coca-Cola? So I've selected Coca-Cola. You see, it adjusts and shows us the dashboard only for Coca-Cola. I click on Diet Coke, it shows us only for Diet Coke. The sales of Diet Coke across the regions for each of the months and the difference, what accounted for the drop in sales of Diet Coke. If I take Fanta, the same adjustment also, right? Within it also, I can then look at the month of, you can drill further. What happened to Fanta in the month of December? This is the sales of Fanta in December. There was no drop. So our analysis here made no drops. How about Fanta in this particular period? Still no drop. So Fanta is good. Fanta did not drop as much as the other one. So let's look at ale. So that's the beauty of the slicer. You are able to slice through your data and see what is going on. If you want to leave the slicer, just double click again, click a second time. It will revert back to the original shape of your Power BI. Okay, so that's our analysis on Power BI. You can now save this file. So save as. So you can give it any name. So let me call this Power BI, sorry, my first Power BI dashboard. So save. It is saved now. So you're ready at this point in time to share this particular data or dashboard that you have. If you like, you can take a screenshot and send to any team that you need to send it to. Maybe there are brand managers in charge of different brands. So you can click on each brand and take a shot of that particular screen and send to that particular brand manager as the case is. But that's a static image. The best part when it comes to sharing, let's go back again. The last part when it comes to sharing is that you need to share it so that even when we change the data here, whoever you have shared Power BI to, this particular dashboard to, the data, it will update automatically at that place where it is, so you can be able to share it and use it effectively. However, for you to share, you need to be signed on. You need to sign on to, you need to sign in, right? You need to sign into your Microsoft account. Once you sign into your Microsoft account, it will give you a link, just like your Google form gives you a link. It is that link you will now share to anybody you need to share. So anytime they visit that Power BI dashboard, it will be active and aligned with the current data, the current analysis. This sales report that we've done here, you can continue to add more data to it. And as you load more data to it, the graphs will continue to change, syndicate, and show you various effects down the line as the case is at that point in time. Okay, thank you very much. So this is our overview of Power BI. If you have any comments or questions, you can ask and share in the chat box. But in particular, this is just one part of what is possible for you in Power BI. So if you are interested in learning more and doing more in analytics, or in starting off a proper career within analytics, we'll have a few useful instructions and lessons for you down the line. P4P Institute is preparing for an analytics tour across Nigeria. We'll be visiting Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt. We'll be doing live classes in these particular locations. We'll be spending 1 week in each of these particular locations as we share what is possible when it comes to analytics. We will help you to start off a career within the analytics space or to expand your skills your various organizations. So this particular tour will involve first Lagos in August, the second week of August. In the third week of August, we shall be in Abuja. And in the first week of September, we shall be in Port Harcourt. It is a hybrid session. You can attend in person. You can also attend virtually. For that particular 1 week, we shall be treating 3 different conversations. We'll be looking at HR analytics using Excel bootcamp. In this particular bootcamp, we shall focus purely on creating dashboards with Excel for HR, the HR department. That's a 2-day program. We also have a data analytics using Excel. In this case, we shall look at sales data analytics. We shall look at operations data analytics, management and analytics in that particular session during that particular bootcamp. It's a 3-day session. Then on Saturday, we are going to do a becoming a data analyst free career roadmap bootcamp. It's a 1-day session where you're free to attend, and you will be taken through the various tools, the various resources you need, and the guidance you require. And we shall also be giving you our special ebook on how to become a data analyst, as the case may be in that particular session. So this talk is between August 7th and September 9th for the Lagos location. 7 to 8 is the analytics dashboard using Excel. It is priced at 45,000. A special promo for the sake of creating this particular dashboard is a 2-day program. Then there's also 9th to 11th, a 3-day program where we shall be looking at data analysis using Excel. Again, similar pricing, 45,000. You can also attend virtually. Then there's a free session the last day on Saturday, how to become a data analyst, a roadmap to an analytics career. The same is replicated in Abuja and also in Port Harcourt. And you can note the dates in which this camp or this boot camp is coming to your location so you can be a part of it as much as possible. By way of a calendar, this is Lagos, this is Abuja, and then this is Port Harcourt. So the first 2 days is on the data analytics to create dashboards. We'll do both Excel and then we'll migrate the Excel into Power BI to create the dashboard in Power BI, as the case is also. All right. The program is planned for 45,000, but you have liberty for today. If you are able to register today, we'll give you a whopping discount of 20,000. At 25,000. All right. The link to be able to register is there on your screen. Once you visit this particular link, you can register for the program. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. So any other questions or feedback we have, we're going to take it from you, and then if not, so this is the end of our session today.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you.
On the chat
Thank
box,
you, sir.
For those who want to be asked directly. Thank you. So the link here is VIT. I think it is HTTPS. PIT dot P4PETalks. Okay. So you can visit that particular link. Oh, okay. That didn't come out well. Okay. Okay, so there's a question that can a non-technical engineering person attend and understand the data analytics class as well? Yes, anyone can do data analytics. Data analytics does not just belong to anybody. So long as you can use the tool, Excel or Power BI, like what we just saw now, what you went through now, there's no rocket science in it. We're able to successfully create a dashboard just by being able to arrange the data and put them in place. Once you learn the tricks, you'll be able to do it very well. It's quite straightforward. Okay. So we'll see you in Port Harcourt, we'll see you in Abuja, we'll see you in Lagos during these particular sessions. We shall keep the screen on for another 5 minutes before we sign out. Even if you're not going to attend the paid programs, the HR analytics class or the data analytics class, make sure you don't miss the free class where we'll discuss careers in analytics. In fact, as I was this morning, as I was preparing for this session, somebody reached out to me and said, please, I should send the CV of one of my students, analytics students, that they have a job for anybody who knows analytics, all right? And they are paying very good money for it at that point in time. So I said, okay, at the end of this particular session, I'll look out for who in my network is ready for such a career. All right, so it's, I mean, there are opportunities in this particular area and you will benefit a lot from it. Yes, all classes are hybrid, both virtual and online, and physical. So either you can attend virtually or you can attend in person. Any one of them works. Okay, Yusuf, I've responded to your message. Okay, someone was asking for my contact, so you can reach us directly. P4PE.team@gmail.com. That's the email. And for the phone number 0809-823-7473. So you can reach us at any one of those details. Okay, someone says that my link is not opening, so let me give you, let's see, that the link is not opening. The virtual class is 25. Unfortunately, the virtual class is 25. All right. If you register today, any class you register for is 25. Okay, so someone is asking for that the link did not open for him. So let me see. So the link is opening. So just visit this link. It opens. I just clicked on it now and it opens straight, right? It's opening. Just try it. So you get to a form like this, and then you register your details. Very straightforward. Your details, which location you like to attend, which of the courses you're interested in. You can select all 3 if you want to be with us for the entire 1 week, or you can, if you are interested in just the HR analytics, or you're interested in just the data analytics, or you're just coming for the career fair and career discussion. All right, so any one of them, it's wonderful. It's well time for you to have a fantastic time. Okay, so make it count, try and register. Whether you're attending any one of it or not, or you're not sure when to attend yet, just register. Then down the line, when you make up your mind, you can choose which ones you want to attend. In Lagos, in Abuja, and also in Port Harcourt. It's a hybrid session. We are having a physical session for those who want to interact with us directly, come with their laptop and watch and see it live while they are guided, or for those who want to join us virtually. And we'll have someone online also working with you while the live class is going on at that point in time. You can join us in Lagos, or you can join us in Abuja, or you join us in Port Harcourt for this particular session. Or you can take this, bring this program to your organization so that we can help your organization to grow their strengths in analytics, whether for your finance team, financial analysis, for your IT team, or it is for your HR team, or for your sales team. Every department within the organization needs to know and learn how to use analytics. And it doesn't matter your industry, whether you're in public sector, in private sector, wherever you are, it is worth your while at that point in time. Ugo, the discount is for the physical class. So that's 25,000 for both virtual or physical, anyone that you're registering for. You are free to attend and pay for it now. Okay, so let me ask my team members whether they offer discount on the virtual class. So just register, we'll reach out to you. Okay, I understand that the discount is only for the physical class, right? Thank you very much. We're here for you to support your career in analytics, right? This is the next big thing for us in the world. Analytics and AI is the next big thing in the world. If you miss the wave of the internet and internet business, do not miss analytics. Do not miss the analytics. So the Lagos venue is at Ikeja, at our location at Ikeja, Okwebi Ikeja. There is a certificate for all the 3 courses that for the 2 courses you attend. There is a certificate for all the courses that you attend with us. The physical venue is in Ikeja. Thank you. And we have limited space for each of the physical classes. That is why we're asking for pre-registration. For those who register late and the physical class is full, they may have to join the online class. Very limited space for the physical class. The Port Harcourt venue is at GRA in Port Harcourt. I am not sure of the exact spot, but I know it's in GRA. You will get an email to the exact location once you select Port Harcourt as where you're registering for. So for those who register today, they will get a free ebook on starting a career in analytics. That book will be sold on that particular day at 5,000 naira. But for today, those who register today on that particular day will receive the book for free. It's a 100-page book and guides you on various parts of analytics and what you can do in order to succeed in your analytics career. Okay, so Marcel says he can't access the link. Marcel, I'm going to copy the link directly and paste it here for you on the chat box. So that's the Google form, is on the chat box. You can directly click on it and you'll access it directly. So click on that link or copy the link and paste it on your browser. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, beautiful. Okay. So try and register, join the session. We will be there for you to help you to advance in your career. No. Okay, thank you, Marcel. Well done. Hello, Tamilola. Yes, we're here for you.